Good morning, traders, and a happy Easter, by the way. It's Easter Sunday today. It's the crack of dawn on my side. I, during lockdown, have had some very bad early sleep patterns, but hey, at least it gives me time to make some videos. So, this strategy is trend line and trend line breakout. So TL-TLB. And here I want to show you how you can use trend lines to catch a move. So for example, here is a very nice move that I'm sure any trader would have loved to have been part of. So if we go here and let's say now, if we had to just catch this bit of the move, and we saw from 4674 to 4992, that is a lot of pips. That was there for the taking, that you could have been part of and made money on. And also this move is another big move that it would have been nice to have been part of for that. And I'm going to show you how to potentially take those trades and then get in as soon as possible on them. So also remember, guys, this is a lot easier to do when we're back testing like this, because there's no emotions, there's no actual money going in. It's like, oh, I would have got it, oh, I would have made all those pips. It's a big difference when you're actually in the market. You hesitate, you don't think, and it goes the wrong way, and it goes your way and you're not in it. And that happens to me a lot. So let's start off with trend lines and how to draw a trend line. There's a tool, so find it somewhere in here somewhere. Trend line, you can see I even have it to my favorites. And with this, I am going to now draw a trend line. So if I want to catch it, so when would you use a trend line? Trend line is when you see stuff ranging. So it's just parking off in an area. Dum 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 dum. Not doing much. So this is a period from the 5th of July to the 2nd of August. It is a month. Of just parking off in a little range. Can trades be taken in this? In other time frames, I'm sure there are patterns or whatever, but on the daily here, it's just parking off. Dum 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 dum. Calm before the storm. Whenever you see ranging, after that is normally, so I heard one trader once say, oh, I've got to remember the saying. I'll try and remember it as we go. So we now in a ranging pattern, and we want to catch the big move out of it. So to do that, we can use trend lines. So trend lines. Now, some people have different ways to draw trend lines. I've been shown and watched a couple of videos on the other ones and to use, and quite a few people do it wrong. In my opinion, do it wrong. Please don't hate mail me people with this. So what you do is when you find it, you will go find the highest end of your candle. Let's turn on magnet so that it actually clicks to it. So from the highest end there to and then you must cut as many candles as you can, the tips of them, and that will be your breakout. So now let's take the magnet off. So as you can see here, let's actually zoom in a bit more. Take it off, let's get it back here. So when I draw a trend line, I'm going from that point, and you're going to cut as many candles as you can by touching the tops. Okay, so most people say you must touch all the highs, so touch here, touch here, touch here, because this one was a little bit of a higher one. So no, it's actually, so that is my trend line, but you can immediately see over here it's not the case, because if you did it my way, or not my way, I've been taught this, and you cut as many heads as you possibly can, and what do you see? Here is the breakout. And we're going to go back test and live test this so I can show you the entry point that you should have taken if you were interested in taking the trade here. So here is one trade that is for the breakout. You can see it broke out and shot. And for this one, on a similar aspect, on the daily range, now you can see this was a very small range that one was going up and down, up and down, up and down in, but it also happens on a bigger scale. As you can see here, it's going up and going down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So by the way, over here I could have gone the other end of the scenario. So let's draw over here a trend line. So when I would have started, so here the candles come and we notice and it comes down, trying to find patterns. By the way, if you're watching my other strategy, there was a potential for here is your M formation to go up to the neckline again over here. There are other cups, so you can still do trading through this and be able to score a bunch of pips. But if you want the big one, so what you do is you would find this one's lowest low, and you would cut as many heads. So for the starters, I would have drawn my trend line like this, and it would have physically come through and said, okay, there, that's, and in hindsight you can see here it does touch this one, and it did come and break, and it broke right through that. However, if you change it and now a new one came in here and you dragged it right through and cut those two in half at the tips, as many as you can. So we want to get that candle, that candle, that candle. Now we can see that we had one. Now here was what they call a false little breakout. The reasons this happens is explained in a whole bunch of videos on the internet, but basically corporations fake it. They take all your stop losses, etc. Or when you take, now you do a sell order, they take them up, goes back into the range, and they are just accumulating lots and price in order to move it. These are the big companies. So over here now you'll see, so it ranged through, and if we actually had to do, if we wanted to see is there a trend on the upside, tool, trend, and we had to do the same over here and cut as many as we can, but still trying to touch the top of as many. I think some people call this a descending wedge. I'm not too sure on the terminology, but you can see it started out being bigger, went smaller, 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 smaller. Also, when that happens, it's going to potentially break out, and it could have gone either direction. It could have gone up over here, up, and shots skyrocketed over here. Then here, I would say, when if you were doing the trading and the first breakout over here, I would say now we go and find our entry point for the trade, because now there's a candle that's broken out. If you were in the trade, you wouldn't see that there was this massive candle coming back in, but now we want to go and find our ideal entry point in order to catch as much of this as what we do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use TradingView's replay tool, and I'm going to cut it. Incorrect word. I'm going to leave this trend line here. We already seen the chart, we know where it's going to go. And we see on the daily chart it is now broken out. Perfect. We want to go to the 4-hour chart, and the 4-hour chart, the MACD is still very below the zero. Okay, but now remember, price moves in waves. So now it's come down, and it's come down, and here structure, we are actually going to wait. We need to wait for it to come round and come back and touch structure. After it touches structure, we want it to go down. Now structure can be, let me draw with the other tool. Back. So could be, so here would be a lot of structure. There is still structure here as well. Okay, so there are a couple of bits of structure points that one can physically see. Technically here is structure as well, so here is structure. I personally would use the trend line as structure, or the one just above it. I wouldn't try and now say, oh, let's use this as structure. And let's see what happens. The MACD is below, so we are in a bearish environment at this point in time, and we're going to say forward 4 hours. It's coming back up. So at this point, what I would do, I would take place my short position, and I would place it on the trend line, but I would put my stop above the highs. Remember, we're working on daily, on a daily time frame. On the 5 minutes and stuff, your stops would never be this huge. Let's put it at the top over here. And target, we would want to go for a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is quite high, but let's see what happens. Forward, forward. I'm in. Sure. By the way, if you're in a trade like this, you're nipping. Might even come back and touch the trend line. And now I would sell. I would get out now, because the MACD we could see was coming very close back up at this point in time. So I am going to say I would have sold. It's even worst case scenario here, so I did lose those amount of pips, but I still made 2.27% on doing that trade, and that would have been over a period of went in entry here, so the 21st of June to the 9th of July, and you would have upped your account by 2%. So I don't know if anyone's actually noticed, I'm using a different currency now, EuroCAD. These systems aren't for one currency, they work on all currencies. I am personally biased against Chef, so Swiss franc, CHF, just because I permanently get stopped out. There are so many spikes on CHF. It literally, on any of the combinations, so just, by the way, I'll go back, Euro, CHF here. There's always these massive candles, trails that you have to watch on CHF, and they permanently take me out. So I'm just not a fan. So yes, sorry about that. Considering I was in replay mode, I think that might have taken me out of replay mode. So where was I? Daily. Apologies, guys. Here we go. Yes, it did take me out of replay mode. And so, however, as you can see, using the strategy, we got most of that downtrend. It's in theory. Again, guys, when you're using demo and backtesting, you nail every strategy. You nail perfectly. You get in at the right time. Your stop loss is at a perfect level, and because you can click and go. But on these 5 days, you're checking your account. You're trying to see what's happened. You're worried it goes up. Again, by the way, when it had closed over here, I would have gone to break even. So even if it did reverse, I would have I would have broke even, so I wouldn't have lost money. But we in theory got the massive chunk of that downtrend. So let's move forward to the next one I want to show you. I'm still in daily view. So the next one we wanted to get, sorry, was actually directly afterwards. So it went straight from that back into another channel. So now we'll see, we've got a channel. See, this one's going to be very difficult because when it broke, it went straight up. So the breakout candle's actually here. If you waited the entire day, you're gonna have missed that. So let's say we can't even really take that trade, because if we're basing out, remember, strategies are based on rules, and you can't follow the rules sometimes and sometimes not, otherwise it breaks. So if you were waiting for a full breakout candle of a full day, here it is. It worked. It did do its retracement back up. After this retracement back up, we went and found our entry position and we took it. Those were the rules in the game. Over here, the full day breakout is over here. So to start looking now for this trend line, to take it, I would love to draw and say, oh, look at we made all of that, but it's not going to be true. If the first candle was here, then we could say, okay, perfect. We can probably have seen, even if the next one was a spike, it came down. But there has been nothing, and I'm not going to count here as coming back and testing. So this one, I'm going to say we potentially lost that trade. No way to get in it. But it did go and did go and create another one here. So if we had to go do same theory over here, trend line, cutting as many heads as I can, and we did this one, and there was a breakout here. You can see there was a candle down, and it did go back up before trailing down. This is still quite a few pips one could physically go and take out of this equation. And from here into my other strategies, it starts with M back up to neckline, W back down. So you have a bunch of different strategies. This one you could have potentially taken, came up. This is a 3-day before it came back up. So remember, when you're working in daily time frames, you have to be a little bit more patient. Over here, even though it clicks so quickly on the 4-hour chart, it's after the breakout, there was another full day before it went back up. Then you were still in your stop loss zone for another 2 days thereafter. So something to think about. Trend line, counter trend line does work. Are you going to do incorrect ones? Yes. You are going to say draw breakouts. Imagine this one came out here and closed the candle, and you were happy. Oh, so here's a closed candle. You want to do a retest, came back in, and it went the wrong. You're gonna do it. You're gonna hit fake breakouts where it looks like it's about to exit, it comes back. Even if this was one, remember, I've lost 1%. You would on average win at least 5 out of every 10. So at a 1 to 3 risk reward, you are going to make money. So please do not cry when you have a mistake or it doesn't go your way. The market's not out to get you. Remember, you cannot control the market, and always remember there is more room for growth. Don't ever think over here, oh no, there's no way it can go down more. There's one of the first things. That's why I remove the grids on this. The grids give you a false sense of security that stuff can be contained. I'm quite sure when it got here, because this is a normal day range, no one thought it's going to keep going. It went down, and I'm quite sure no one was expecting this to happen. Okay, here with Corona and stuff started kicking in, you can see the markets on all the charts are far more volatile. It's a very volatile market at the moment. So actually, if you can make money, they say now in the market over here, it's trading non-volatile markets. You can see it's a circus compared to normal as it goes. Look at this beautiful impulse correction impulse. It's if you were on this trade over here, you made a wonderful amount of money. So here, a beautiful M, down, up, down, return to the neckline. This is Euro CAD on the daily chart. It makes, here's another M back up to that, to the middles, make some more money there. W, back up to the neckline. So as I say, it looks quite small, but if you're actually in here, there's still quite a few pips to be made. I'm just quite zoomed out at this point in time. So guys, look at the charts, analyze the charts. The hard bit is to go, here's my strategy, I like it. It is the execution that is going to be a problem. Guys, if you like this video, please hit subscribe. I'm going to be doing lots more videos. Subscribe and also like. It's just nice to know that people actually like the stuff that I'm doing. If you do, if you don't like it, please don't. Not forcing anyone to do anything. But perfect. Have an awesome day. This will be strategy 3. That'll be posted shortly.